Seriously? When is this war dance going to start? The Sky Splitter has been hovering there for ages.
Is this how long-life species live? Everything proceeds so slow.
Relax. The Realm Keeping Commission will send boarding notices to all ticket holders. The Gazette said the Sky Splitter will fire a salute before the
I saw the schedule for the first day of the tournament. Can you believe the Ringmaster accepted 4 challenges? And he's just a kid. So, who are you?
I'm betting on neither. I lost all my credits betting on Roboball games in Taikian. This time, I've decided not to rely on probability games to accomplish my target of getting rich.
War dance. Here you are. I heard you and Mr. Dan Heng went to meet the judges, and then a riot broke out in the Shackling prison.
There was a revolt in the Shackling prison. Fortunately, we were protected by the guards until the Cloud Knights arrived to rescue us.
I was planning to take Miss March and Yoon Lee to Stargazer Navalia to see the Sky Splitter up close, but we stumbled upon a group of suspicious Foxians carrying official identities. They were acting strange, so out of curiosity, we decided to follow them. It turns out they were actually Borisin disguised as Foxians. It seems they infiltrated Stargazer Navalia in order to prepare for Hulei's escape. And we foiled their plans by pure chance. I wonder who provided them with those disguises. And how many more Borisin have taken advantage of the war dance to infiltrate the ship? Yeah, I heard them too. But I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint them. I've already reported to General Jingyue. The security of the Luofu is more important to me than anything else. I need to fulfill my duties as a Cloud Knight Lieutenant before taking on the honor of being a ringmaster. Those tourists just want to see the real challenge lies beyond the ring on the Sky Splitter. If we don't capture the... Obviously, there's someone behind the scenes orchestrating...
Well said. You may be tiny in stature, but your ambition matches that of the Yao Qing's warriors.
Hey, this has nothing to do with my height.
Yes, I suggested to Yanqing that we find a place to have a decent meal.
You still have a good appetite, even in the face of disaster. You truly are the Merlin's Claw.
Well, that's not up to me. Dig in. I called you here so you could enjoy the food.
Me? This isn't the time for a leisurely meal, and this is way too much for me.
Oh. You'd give me time to enjoy a meal, but not yourself? Ever since you encountered those Borisin spies, you've been so busy that you've hardly eaten anything. You can't defeat Hulei on an empty stomach. Take your time. Enjoy the meal and calm yourself.
Hulei's whereabouts are still unknown, and they've even taken Mr. Zhao Cho hostage. The longer we wait, the more complicated the situation becomes.
Zhao Cho always said I'm the most impatient person among the Cloud Knights, and I can't argue with that. So, there's no reason for you to be more anxious than me. I've fought against Borisin abominations for years, and I know their ferocity and cunning well. The Borisin were clearly well prepared for this prison break, and now they are staying in the shadows. They have no reason to rush out into the open. When facing cunning and ferocious prey, the hunter must be more patient, biding their time to seize the golden chance for a decisive blow. Once Hulei loses his patience and reveals himself, that's when we'll strike.
But when will that time come?
Like I said, it's only one meal away.
General Hua Yan, the Skyfaring Commission has finished its preparations. Do you have any other instructions?
Representing the consensus between the Merlin's Claw and the Divine Foresight, I'll step in as the temporary commanding officer of the seat of Divine Foresight and oversee the Six Commission's affairs on the Luofu.
What is the situation at the shackling prison?
Hule made a quick escape and even sealed the gates of the prison. As of now, the Cloud Knights have re-established contact with the staff. The good news is the two Nameless who were trapped in the shackling prison are safe and sound.
I know I shouldn't use the word great given the current situation.
We've lost contact with one of the messengers from this. Don't worry, Yukong. Fei Shao is leading the wolf hunt operation.
I have no doubt about General Fei Shao's capabilities, General Huaiyan. According to the plan, the ceremony will begin in 6 hours. The sky split, but now, with Hule's whereabouts unknown,
March is right, Grandpa. I heard the escaped prisoner from the shackling...
So, Yunli, what do you...
Well... I believe we should declare...
Your plan sounds solid. The first are the many travelers who have come all. The second party is the staff of the Xianzhou Luofu's 6 commissions. But of course, not every. The mastermind behind this incident would fully support your opinion. Hule's escape and your discovery of Borisin's spies at Stargazer Nova. The fugitive is just one piece in the game. We'll search for the prisoners while maintaining order on the Luofu.
As if nothing has happened. Yanqing said he'd assist the generals. And now he's no...
That's why I called the two of you here.
General Huaiyan.
You caught on quickly, Miss March. That's it.
But Miss March is a guest invited by General Jing Yuan, Grandpa. How can an
Dear child, the Nameless of the Astral Express are renowned throughout the cosmos. We can't afford to have any problems. Yukong, please explain.
I am sorry for our improper management, and I truly appreciate your assistance.
There is no need to apologize. We Cloud Knights fight on the battlefield while you judges punish the criminals. We are two sides of the same Xianzhou Luofu. I've grasped the situation of the prison break. Now tell me more about...
Borisin infiltrated the prison in disguise and released the prisoners. Among the judges on duty in the 4 divisions, Judge Shui from the detention division was killed and is temporarily unavailable. So, I'm taking over her duties and commanding Arumaton spectral envoys and spiritfarers to quickly
I and the two behind me will go deeper into the prison to investigate.
General, the situation inside is still...
It's common for Cloud Knight generals to face danger directly. Hule has escaped. Not only did the Merlin's Claw offer no reproach, she decided to go after Hule herself to prevent further calamity. How did the infiltrators learn about the location where Hule was held? Finding the answer to these questions shouldn't be too difficult.
I understand, but I'm afraid...
For a long time,
The 10 Lords Commission will support your decision with everything we have, General.
Dan Heng and Ling Sha. I'll need both of you to accompany...
Well, it's part of my responsibilities as...
Let's start with those Borisin disguised as fox.
My people have already prepared the evidence. According to Lieutenant Yanqing's report, he stumbled upon a few suspicious Foxians at Stargazer Navalia. After following them, he discovered that they were actually Borisin in disguise. This is one of the bodies.
Looking at him now, it's hard to imagine how he transformed.
My alchemists detected some complex ingredients in his remains, which might explain how these Borisin were able. Simply put, Foxians and Borson share a common ancestry. Although they look completely different now, there isn't much to...
So, in other words, if they stop taking...
The formula and technique.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus. When I was sorting through the prescriptions they use, I came...
They're one and the same, aren't they?
The medicinal properties and ingredients may differ, but the principle remains the same.
Since ancient times, the Borison have always sought to have more powerful bodies, regarding the Foxians as weaklings. Yet, in order to save their warhead,
If these infiltrators rely on the medicine to maintain their disguise, then following this lead in our investigation seems prudent. Here we are. According to the judge, this area is not yet under control, so we should proceed cautiously. I've captured the nature of the medicine in my sensor. By following the medicinal fumes, we should be able to retrace the steps of the disguised Borison. Incredible strength.
such brute strength is not something an ordinary Borison possesses.
If I may be so bold to ask, is this...
I have lived a bit longer and engaged in a few more battles than you, Miss Linshaw. To the Alliance, Borison have always been the most formidable adversary. With his strength, Hule united numerous Borison pacts, forming a grand army of about over 7 centuries ago. I followed my mentor on a campaign against the abomination, even with medicinal pellets that suppressed the fear caused by his lupitoxin. Countless Cloud Knights succumbed to panic in the face of his murderous aura. They couldn't even raise a hand in resistance. By the end of the battle, only a few of us remained. The Crimson Moon cast the sheen of blood on all.
If that's the case, why wasn't the beast executed instead? On the Xianzhou Jun, the judges cast those unforgivable and nearly immortal abominations of abundance into their so-called immortality is to... But I guess I understand. The people of the Luofu are known for their kindness. Even when faced with a malignant tumor within...
I understand if you hold grudges against me, Miss Linshaw. I take the blame for the resurgence of the disciple.
I'm just a healer. I'm not familiar with the past. I'd appreciate...
All right. Let me tell you more about it as we go.
Incense ascends, entwined with ethereal clouds. Let's see. All together! That's better.
it's over already. Fast enough for you?
Incense ascends, entwined.
Let's see.
All together!
Nothing.
The fear! Fear! Forever. Victory inevitable! Never hesitate!
Mountains fall!
Forever. Victory inevitable!
Nothing.
Now that's better.
My friends? Indulge yourselves!
Everything in this world is bleeding. Through clouds!
Yeah, it's over already. Fast enough for you?
Yan Qing told me that an IPC ship was attacked by Borison.
Yes. The Artisanship Commission and Alchemy Commission conducted a joint examination and found... I heard the Intelligentsia Guild has been researching the biological properties of long-life species, hoping to make medical or combat-related discoveries. However, they haven't dared to cross any lines due to their so-called relationship with the Alliance.
Perhaps to those scholars, Borison are no different from lab animals. Maybe the Borison attacked that ship to retaliate against the Intelligentsia Guild for...
No. If it were only about revenge, they could just wreck the ship and destroy all the cargo, instead of allowing it to end up in the shackling prison. It was a deliberate display to showcase the dangerous nature of the cargo in broad daylight. This way, the cargo would end up in the shackling prison, serving as...
This skill in exploiting the blind spots of others' mindsets is so typical of them.
Watch out! Even after suffering such severe attacks?
Their imitation of log-like species crossed the line.
It can still move. It means it wasn't damaged enough. Make sure it never moves again.
Yeah.
The fear! Fear!
Mountains fall! Be of your body and mind. You haven't answered my question about why Hule was imprisoned in the Lafu.
The reason why the Marshal didn't leave Hule on the Yaoqing lies in the very mechanism.
Are you suggesting that there are people trying to understand Hule's secrets, and you... Well, I understand. The Marshal believed that this would be inhumane and no different.
Exactly. While Borisin see Moonrage as a blessing that unlocks their true potential, Foxians see it as an inevitable curse. Why can Borisin control the power of Moonrage? Can we Foxians break free? Each questioner had good intentions. To the Foxians of the Yaoqing, Hule was not only the warhead of the Borisin, but also a monster.
That's why the Marshal decided to imprison Hule and the Lafu. It wasn't an honor, but rather a warning.
Because such selfish pursuits in the name of good intentions.
This edition of... By imprisoning Hule and the Xianzhou Lafu, the Marshal both suppressed the dangerous intentions of the Yaoqing Foxians and warned the Xianzhou...
That was a necessary trade-off.
Thank you for enlightening me. Was it for the same reason that you traded off?
You said that I couldn't bear to cut out the malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission. But instead, but did your mentor tell you her good intentions led her to perform certain healing arts on Dun Hung, who had just finished his hatching rebirth?
What did you just say?
She believed that restoring the High Elder's knowledge of his past life would allow the Vidyadhara to resume their duty as the guardians of the Ambrosial Arbor. But just as I mentioned earlier, the road to catastrophe is always paved with good intentions. Since then, the 6 charioteers decided that the Alchemy Commission would no longer have a Cauldron Master.
If that's the case, I should thank you for protecting my mentor by exiling her, General.
Quite the contrary.
Thanking me.
All I ever want is to have a clear conscience. And now, with the complicated situation in the Alchemy Commission, the Alliance has spared me a lot of trouble by sending you to handle this challenging task.
Your eloquence is indeed impressive, the divine foresight. But, let me make it clear. The Alliance sent me here to handle the business impartially, not to choose sides.
It doesn't matter which side you choose, Miss Lingshaw. At the end of the day, both you and I stand on the side of the Alliance, don't we? Let's keep going.
These Mara-struck soldiers don't appear to be escaped prisoners.
How can you tell?
These soldiers are fully armed.
The messenger named Moza did say that there were 2 groups of attackers. And the other attackers, aside from the Borisin...
Hide their tracks.
Exactly. I've engaged with these attackers before, and they used Cloud Hymn magic to hide their presence.
You once warned me to be cautious of the Vidyadhara Elder's influence within the Alchemy Commission.
What's on your mind, Miss Lingshaw?
Well, it seems that someone provided the attackers with a map of the shackling prison. Additionally, the fact that the Borisin need medicine to disguise themselves would suggest moreover. Forging official identities for the undercover Boars and the presence of assassins capable of using Cloud Hymn magic deepens my suspicion about... But why would the Vidyadhara collude with the Borisin and aid in Hule's escape?
They aim to spread chaos. Since this edition of Imbiber de Lune, the once proud dragon race has been powerless.
However, I don't think the Preceptors are the true masterminds. If I'm not mistaken, the one behind all this treachery is the Lord Ravager who exploited the weaknesses within the Lafu.
Please remember, General, that everything I've mentioned is mere speculation.
So, what's your...
I'll send an invitation.
An
The preceptors have been inviting me for a personal meeting since my arrival on the Lafu. Now, I'll send them the remains of these Mara-struck soldiers and the route map I found in the prisoners. I'd like to hear their explanations.
Good idea. If I were to take action, it might alert the true mastermind. I trust you to handle this matter, Miss Lingshaw. And don't worry if things don't go smoothly. Once the wolf...
Speaking of the wolf hunt operation, I'm truly worried about the Yaoqing messenger who was taken hostage. Hulei was starving in the shackling, but may Rainbow's blessing keep him safe.
As I said, I'm a healer. But my art of healing requires the magic of my cauldron is its ability to make all
delicacy. But isn't that...
Well, you have a point.
Stuff the kid's mouth with the green peppers and cook him alive in a pot.
You have quite the sense of humor.
It's a shame I don't have any green peppers right now.
I'm just kidding. The answer is quite simple.
Can I just boil your tongue in this hot pot? I know you're trying. You said that Jin Liu recently returned to the Lafu, right? Well, do you really think you can delay our departure by provoking Lord Hulei's desire for... You see Borison as savages who know nothing about the Xianzhou. But in fact, the more hope you hold in your heart...
His composure is only a temporary effect of the medicine.
Lord Hulei.
Oh, you pathetic Foxians. For thousands of years, we were the ones who allowed you to live, and who granted you civilization. But it's all right. As
Hulei. Have you ever wondered why it took them 7... The Borison's era has long passed. Did they ever tell you these harsh facts? Now they're being crushed by the Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing. By a Foxian. They're hiding in remote corners of the cosmos. Trembling with...
The Merlin's claw of the Yaoqing. A Foxian?
He isn't lying. That lowly beast was a war slave who ran away from our pack. Cannon fodder, a thief!
And she bested you, Moktok. Fairness.
In our darkest hours.
This prophet, Mongus.
The prophet made this proclamation. And the prophet told us that the Foxian general of the Yaoqing would take you to her ship during the Lafu's war dance. And that it would be our best chance to infiltrate and free you from your prison. And just...
Even if you managed to set Hulei free, you'd have no weight.
We've already prepared our ships.
Once the news about the prison break spreads, the Cloud Knights will close all the ports.
Let me kill this unruly, lowly beast, Lord Hulei! Right now, everyone in the Lafu is distracted by the stupid war dance. So this will be the
perfect chance to return to my weak and shattered pack at the mercy of a ridiculous false prophet and become a mere puppet in her clutches. Listen up. A wolf never allows itself to become prey. From now on, you'll follow my orders. Since you are so confident that the Cloud Knights will close the ports, Jouch.
Wait, what did you just say?
But my lord!
Would an alpha wolf ever listen to a cub, Moktok?
No, I've never heard anything like that.
I'm offering you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You will come back, because...
can't believe he actually... Perhaps I can try to warn the Cloud Knights. Just as I suspected. He's testing me. The Cloud Knights must have been aware of the situation inside the shackling prison for some time. For now.
Would you like to board my star skiff? Well, my little star skiff can't accommodate that many. We need to hurry, wherever we're going. Close the ports?
Hey there. I noticed you'd been looking at me. Understood.
Stop asking. I'm off duty now. Can't you just stop? You're not one of us. But I smell...
The Warhead sent me here to check on the situation.
No, not at all. Instead, the Skyfaring Commission...
The ports haven't been closed? What is going on? Stalling won't help. It's time to confront Hule and see what tricks he's up to.
You're back, Jout.
You were closely watching me, weren't you? And if I sought help from anyone...
They don't want to publicize my escape. I understand. What lurks here is not a group of fugitives, but rather a pack of wolves amidst the flood. Your calm facade will soon crumble. I can tear through it and expose your pathetic bones. Of course. You can now. Let's talk about the Foxian general you serve. Before the hunt begins, I need to know my opponent. You can refuse and play tough. Good. At least you didn't try to draw attention.
Fine. You can torture me until I... Here's the question that's been bothering me. How have you managed to...
So, is that why the Xianzhou Yaoqing wanted to take me away? I still remember. In the early years of my captivity, the Foxians came and went. They extracted my blood in milk. Unfortunately, they failed to uncover the secret. So, some seek power to destroy their... I see. You're the most well. Then let me... In our ancient legends, Duran, the ancestor of the Borisin, was dissatisfied with his limited to achieve his goal. He sacrificed the lives of countless Borisin and Foxians, pouring them into the spring bestowed by the Master of Duran, ascended the birthing bed, and obtained what he desired. Laugh all you want, but only I know the truth. This moon heart beats within the body of... Devouring is the true essence of life. I thought all hope was lost after 7... All right.
Jiaoqiu, I found you.
I know I'm in no position to question your orders, but if I understand correctly...
That's right. My people are busy collecting clues now.
General, before we completely lost contact with Jiaoqiu, I picked up a signal from his Jade Abacus.
If that's the case, shouldn't we immediately...
Looks like your general has only taught you swordplay, not the art of the hunt. There's an old saying among the Borisin. In the forest, the hunter may easily become the hunted. While we make...
Are you joking, General? He's just a wolf.
Do not underestimate the enemy. Hule is not an ordinary Borisin that can be easily killed. A vicious beast who hasn't tasted blood and flesh in 7 centuries.
To him, the lives of ordinary people are just...
Exactly. That is why we must succeed. You've heard of this military tactic, right? When you surround your enemy, leave one side open for them to escape. What would we do if we were the escapees from the shackling prison?
A star skiff to get us out of the Lafu. The Borisin we discovered at...
We predict their next move, and let's start from where you found those Borisin and corner our...
Lend me your strength. To guard and defend. Crush them. Strike! Forever. Triumphant!
This is where we ran into the Boris.
Because I blocked all the relevant news. Losing contact with their accomplice. However, the more well-prepared a plan is, the longer it takes to adjust when it's disrupted.
Are you suggesting that there are Borisin here?
This is an automated area. First, look at those 2 Skyfaring Commission staff members. Then there's a Cloud Knight soldier over there. Perhaps easier for patrol, but lastly, there's that craftsman wearing Artisanship Commission clothing. He's unusual. If you have a target in mind, let's go in.
Lieutenant Yen...
You're aware of the Borison prison break.
Yeah, I've received the news, and I'll be...
Looks like you've been keeping an eye on the Sky Splitter.
No, everything is normal on the ship. Nothing out of the ordinary.
This is not a location for a Cloud Knight on guard.
Well, this spot offers a great view.
Yes.
You've been observing the Sky Splitter for...
Honestly, just watching the ship from here isn't too thrilling. Speaking of which...
Thank you for your concern.
Hey, you there! Please refrain from wandering around Stargazer Navalia if you're not... Oh, it's you! No, not at all. Actually...
A peculiar issue.
Yeah! We've had some unscheduled star skiffs being constructed at this dock in Stargate. This is just weird. I thought all the pending star skiffs from before the war... I'm sorry, but I need to focus on my work.
Who are you? Don't you know that Stargazer Navalia...
Hey, chill out. They're just a few lost...
But Stargazer Navalia is the shipbuilding port of the Cienjo Lafu. If the Skyfaring Commission called...
Official documents? Of course there are. The Cloud Knights are aware that some people have infiltrated this port.
That makes perfect sense. So you...
Yeah, we've received orders from the higher-ups, so we've blocked off the...
So, it seems that some Borison have returned to Stargazer in the...
I think he's genuinely here to investigate the star skiffs, as he claimed.
Remember when I mentioned that the Cloud Knights blocked all relevant news to make it seem as if nothing...
But on the contrary...
Their flimsy disguise has been exposed. Even if they try...
Why are you still here?
No, I never...
Who are you?
Perhaps you haven't met me on the battlefield, but I am certain. How many more of your comrades are here?
This woman, she's the general of the...
Lend me your strength.
Run! Tell Lord Moktok about this! Why don't you?
Because I need answers.
You were all you want me to talk.
If I were to do that, I wouldn't be any different from you. I am the arrow that pierces the wolf's heart. I grant you a swift death.
That's exactly what I desire. But sadly, you didn't catch my partner. He will.
Before you close your eyes, you should know that I allowed him to escape. Because he will lead the Cloud Knights to Hulei's hideout.
Is this how you leave one side open?
This is the most common hunting tactic used by Boris. I know the methods of these abominations all too well. They always leave an escape route for their prey, allowing them to flee in fear.
Have you witnessed these things firsthand? That guy called...
Oh, just a hazy path. The word Borison was only used to refer to those wolf masters. In their eyes, we're mere consumables.
But you survived. And not only that...
Speaking of stories, you've reminded me...
I've found them. Jiao Cho is trying to stall Hulei, and he signaled me. to not reveal...
Trust his judgment and keep watching. We'll be right there.
I believe the warning we sent will stop Hule from
The hunt is not over yet.
Please, save... Xiao, find a medical...
I see.
The Borison Beast ships have already landed on the Fenghu.
What about General Yueyu? Any news from her?
She asked me to tell you that she's not coming back. She must... General asks you to save that kid. The girl... I've never seen such a brutal fighting style. Her body...
Her blood pressure is dropping.
Loud and clear. Get me some tumble dust. We've got to start...
Is that why you're so determined to learn my...
I do.
So she saved you all in that great battle on the Xiangzhou Fenghu 3 decades ago. But Moktok told me that she was a war slave who escaped from the Eclipse Pack.
Now I understand. No wonder she displayed...
Moon Rage. A blessing for wolves. And a curse for foxes. With the burning fury in her heart, that Foxian general will eventually lose, and in return for saving her life, you intend...
Hule. All this time. But once again, like a useless idiot. So I asked myself, why were they so eager to run toward their death after they had recovered from their wounds? Eventually, I realized that their deaths, everything I'm doing, even your death, has value.
The thoughts in your pathetic...
Did you already know?
Yes, I did. As Borison, we understand that... What a shame, what a shame. Your story actually sparked...
Can you even feel respect?
Of course. Because I caught a whiff of my own kind in you. As the wolf's creed go, that's why I'm keeping you alive for now. We will consume your flesh and blood, nourishing our own.
My lord, we received a message.
Moktok.
It's the Sky Splitter. The ship that the Wardens will be held on is about to...
Calm down, Moktok. Look at you now.
As I said, I'd sacrifice my hope.
The Borison have forgotten the Wolf's creed. Weak creed bringing me back instead of choosing a new master only proves the decline of our pack. And as for the prophet who manipulated you into saving... Moktok, let me tell you how the
But Great Warhead, our packs are not here.
Our packs are not here. Wherever I go...
Stay away. Just don't come any closer. No!
Moktok, we're the apex predators. As wolves, we create fear. We don't become servants to it. If you're blind to the path, I will be the crimson moon that lights the way for you. Share my crimson blood with our brethren. Use it to infect those Foxians and strike fear into them. Now, you devious monkey.
Chow Chow. Milza.
No, he can't run, and neither can you. You've come at the right time, Monkey of the... Tell her, that I will unleash a massacre here, drowning the Xianzhou Lafu in follow me, my cops! We shall stride among the prey! Give the wolf a dead end when new paths arise. Raise him to a doomed fate where satiation lies. The cowards in forgotten corners meet their unward. Do you hear that? The rumble of the cannons. My return will bring back the wolf's creed. In my own way, I shall save our weakened.
The Sky Splitter's got. Well, how could they expect to attract people to come and watch if they didn't make a huge spectacle? That was the mission my grandfather entrusted to me. You just relax, and as the saying goes, the disciple takes the... What am I supposed to do if my opponent for this round is super talented and just wipes the floor with me in seconds? Come on, there's no need to worry about that. If you are defeated, then your opponent shall have to answer to me. Master Yun Li, please, I'm about to compete. March, think about the great storms that you, nameless of the Express, have weathered alone. I've trained hard in the art of swordplay over these few days. It's time for me to get in the ring and prove myself. Let's go! Master Yun Li, I don't think I'm completely ready. March, there is no such thing as completely ready.
Miss Yun Li, Miss March, this way, please. I was informed of your arrival by Madame Yukong and came to greet you personally. The news that you will be the ringmaster in place of Lieutenant Yanqing has been made public, Miss March. Just now, as I passed the contestants' hall, I overheard them all discussing this news. The most common question I heard was, who is March 7th? If they ask you this, how will you introduce yourself? Do you have something...
March 7th, a young beauty from the Astral Express. All right. When people ask you, you might as well...
I see you are both quite reluctant. Miss Yun Li's contestant information was registered for the war dance a long time ago. However, please, follow this path.
Thank you, Miss Shikwe. Come, let's take a look around the contestant hall. So... there are so many people! March, before the war dance begins, my grandfather always told me that a weapon mimics its master. You've seen me wield old metal before. Waving around such a giant weapon? You're not wrong. My battle style has always been simple, observing the weapon that your opponent uses, assessing what kind of battle skills they accept. Why would you tell me you're... That's the only way to ensure that we have a fair fight, don't you think? Now is a perfect opportunity to know myself and...
Ooh! You're March 7th!
That's right. And you are?
As you can see, I am the journalist entrusted with
I see the Skyfaring Commission has really gone all out.
That's right! Oh! First, the question that is on everyone's minds. Lieutenant Yanqing is not appeared. This is just gossip from... If that's the case, could you please tell me how these... Swordplay is a... Once the war dance begins, you will be challenged by... March 7th, you are quite Thank you very much for accepting.